you wear my Levi's jeans. Took the river with Judas. Tearing down the barrel of his gun. Yes, he shot me down. I died and someone brought me back to life, but never to my senses. Pounce on the sheet.
Alright, what's up, people? Welcome in. Anyone coming in, welcome in. Before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to everybody at the No King protest. Everyone at the No King protest today. Your body is your body, and you're protesting for justice. I want to have a conversation. You guys watch the replay. That is cool. That is fine, but I'm going to get into it because I got other things to discuss today. So this live won't be too long. And I'm sorry I'm late. I was in my bed. Really, I was looking at everybody at the protest today. And like I said before, and I say again, the revolution will and shall not and will not be televised for certain reasons. All right, so let's get into this today. And I'm going to say this on every one of my videos today. All right, so we're going to discuss, and I know people are outside looking at what's going on in the world. That's fine. You guys can watch the replay. Somebody else probably could be live. That's cool. Cool with that. Come in and watch the replay. I wanted to have, I'm going to have to catch Upper later. She on live, but I'm going to do this real quick because I got something to talk out. A shout out to Upper and Amber and Creisha and all the ladies. I wanted to do this because I want to let people know there is no such thing as a perfect victim. It's not. We have seen, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to make this a 15-minute live, maybe 30, however the case. A lot of people are Team Holly. They're not a lot of, let me scrap that. You have people doing interviews and stuff that are Team Holly, low key, and then you have people who are Team Romika, and then you have people that are Team Fats. This conversation I wanted to have came up in my thought process today when I watched another content creator about, people just going and being biased and not being unbiased, and why there's such a great line of, not a perfect victim situation, and conversations I have seen other content creators have about not being a perfect victim. I'm going to say this. I want justice for Romika, but there are no perfect victims. And I want people to, and I'm going to go into why I feel like even if you are Team Holly, she is not a perfect victim either. No way, shape, or form. And I'm going to explain why, and I want to break it down. I've had said before, and I'll say it again, there are women, we are women. There is a kind of a, if y'all ain't paying attention, like a switch when it comes to femininity and masculine. So it doesn't really matter the gender, just there are some feminine and masculine traits in both genders, right? It could be either or it could be a blend of whatever. But the way I see it is, to me, I'm going to say this. You can't expect nobody to say, oh, well, they had to defend themselves when a person didn't have a weapon. You can't sit here and say this wasn't going to boil over. Nobody can't sit here and say they didn't know this wasn't. I was listening to a content creator who had the auntie on the live, and she was saying, listen, we knew that they were going to fight, but we didn't know this, basically, right? Kind of, and I'm not putting words in my mouth. I'm just saying the way that it was worded. Like it was going to come to that point because the antagonization that was going over, right? People saying that somebody shouldn't have turned their car around when we have witnesses seeing that they have no choice but to turn around to hit the interstate makes sense. You in a school crossing zone, there is a big old thing there. We saw it. You can't go over that hump, baby. You got to turn around. And you can't turn. You turn the other way, you're going onto oncoming traffic. So you have no choice but to do a roundabout, especially in a school. You have to do a roundabout or near a school. That's the truth. Unless you go on the side street. I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of people looking at Holly as a victim. She's not a victim to me. I feel like her emotions play to play. I said this before. I feel like Romika has some emotions that play to play. What we got to understand is you have women who were going at each other. They wasn't, I don't even think, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think on Romika end, I don't even think it was about going about a man. I believe it was about the things that were said to her. If somebody called you, and women feel, like I said it before in my other lives, we are in the social media era, whether anybody like it or not. If somebody call you broke, somebody say you ain't got this, you're going to prove a point you ain't broke, right? But with somebody come at your motherhood, knowing you're a good mother, you're triggering them, and you're triggering them to have a response to you of what you want. I believe she said worse than that to Romika, and I believe she was being nasty, and it went overboard. What we got to understand is when we get into arguments, you have two fireheads going at each other. Women's mouths can be nasty and filthy, just as men. We can go to hell with it. As women, we can go to hell with it. Now, men, they can take it there because they go with the ego. But when it comes to women, our mouths can go straight to hell. We'll bruise egos. We're going to put emotions. We're going to tell you everything about yourself. We're going to go with it. So that's what I feel like is not a perfect victim. There's a lot of and I want people to understand there's going to be speculations on this because of the fact is this is so much now a social media thing and everybody is saying what they've seen and saw. And I'm going to tell you from experience. When I talk about my friend, I tell y'all the things that were not speculation, right? Hey, he did this. He would do this to her. He did that to her before she passed, right? So there was a lot of things that were coming out that some things I didn't know that he even did worse on until I went till I read, saw the court proceeding on TV. And what people got to understand, we're going to hear things that he did to her. We're going to hear things that she did as a reactive abuse victim. And a lot of people are forgetting reactive abuse. Reactive abuse is if somebody keep hitting you, that's like a bully at school. You at school, there's somebody that don't like you. They keep pulling your hair. You tell them to stop every day. You tell the teacher. They keep doing it. Don't matter. Don't they move. They make you trip. Do whatever. After a while, you going to get tired and you're going to react. We saw it with Kayla Frost. We're going to talk about her tonight. You're going to have, that's reactive abuse. You keep doing something to somebody, they're going to react. Okay, you keep putting your hands on me, I'm just going to knock you out and show you what it is. And I'm going to tell y'all this. We only seen 10 seconds to 3-minute clip. There is 24 hours in a day, 365 days a week, in a month. 365 days in a year. My bad. I sound like Portia. 365 days in a year, 7 days a week, 12 months in a year, okay? That don't equivalent to what has happened and what we have not seen and what we have not heard. We have to understand, when I tell y'all this, especially with reality TV, even with movies, you film 12 hours a day. We're getting, especially reality TV, we're getting an hour. So imagine scenes being cut out to prove that this is what happened. And I've worked with TV production. This is 12 hours. That's just like I can sit here and record somebody doing something to me, but you will never know what I did to them because I never recorded that. That's why everybody records now. That's why when now with police brutality, there are recordings. There are this and that. We saw this happen. There's body cam because, like I said, when things go down, we have to see everything. There's 24 hours in a day. We don't know what he put that girl through. And another thing, since everybody want to say he loved Holly, we don't know what he could putting Holly through right now. If you want to be for real, hell, we don't know what Holly putting him through. Ain't nobody gonna speak on that because it feel like it's irrelevant, right? So yeah, let's keep it a buck. And I agree with going with the facts. And I feel like some of the facts are what people thought are speculations, and they're not. I was listening to a content creator, and she had auntie up there, and the auntie came with facts that was said. She said the case is not closed. I agree. The case is not closed. And I'm gonna tell you why. They're going through everything. They still need things to be done and taken care of. There was a lot of things that I was seeing people say, oh, the case is closed. The case do not close that easily without notifying the family first. When we know when it's closed, we'll hear from the family. And I wanted to say Holly is still in the United States of America. Holly is not on vacation. Those are old pictures when she went. And for her, and this is not to debunk her, but I see they say her auntie is a content creator. Okay, girl, but your auntie treated you like she your daughter. You her daughter. So I get it, because I have an auntie that would pay for my trips and stuff too. But I'm not going to sit here and call another female broke when I didn't pay for shit. Hell, they ain't pay for it. It was a free trip. I tell everybody, they ain't pay for it. That was free. They ain't got to pay for that. Shit, that don't mean I'm broke, but I ain't gonna knock somebody and say, oh, you're broke. No. Hell, shit, I ain't paid for half of the shit I got either. Hell, shit, get it how you fucking live. I tell people now, because we going through where people might be hungry next month. Hey, I can't get mad at you. Get it how you live, baby. Sure, I can't get mad at you. I can't. Get it how you live. But as long as nobody get hurt. As long as you ain't out here harming yourself and you got to do things strange for a piece of change. Just like there are females out here on the corner that's selling their cat for a nice price. Baby, get it how you live. I can't get mad at you that you got you a nice $200-$300 dinner. You found somebody to pay your bills and you ain't have to give no sugar. Can you please send them my way? Because I don't want to give out anything. Huh? I can't get it how I live. I mean, I can, but I'm just saying. You know, get it how you live. So you have both women, and I want to say this, going back into that. I feel like there was some things that was said, and as women, we tend to feel some type of way. And I'm gonna say this: a lot of people saying, "Well, she moved on." Let me say something to you. Regardless of how they were, and I'm gonna explain this, ladies. I want y'all to understand, and fellas too. You can be a good husband or a wife and be a shitty parent. We have seen it. You can be a great father or a great mother and be a crappy ass husband or wife. It happens. You can sit here and be a husband, but then just like on Bell Collector, there was a castmate on a person of cast on there, and she was saying, hey, her husband said, listen, you doing all these businesses and all this stuff, but where's the time for me? He telling her, listen, I don't mind you being a great mom and we have this business, but where is my time? That means she's not fulfilling herself as a wife. You can be a great parent. You can be a great wife or a husband, but you can be a crappy partner or you can be a crappy parent. It don't all go into, because some type of way you're going to drop the ball somewhere to where you're not even realizing you're dropping the ball by doing too darn much on your plate. That is to Romika and her family, and I want to applaud them because they were saying, oh, they didn't knock him down till they realized what happened. Like they said, none of that came out until he didn't show up to the hospital. Because how they looked at him and how, even though him and Romika had their differences. Carlos was and is still family because he's been around the family for 10 years. No matter if they broke up, he is still family. Your baby daddy and your baby mama, I don't care how much you hate them, that is still your family. Families don't get along every day. That's family. Because y'all made something, you're still family. So if anything, yes, she gonna feel some type of way. Because how she looked at him was like, damn, you're family to me. Like, really? We can't lie that we don't have cousins that's out here that tell your business to their homegirls because they mad. Like, let's be for real. Or to their ninja. Just like the ninja got a cousin he tell about on his whatever. That's what it is. And I felt like there was no understanding that they all really have our own thing going on. It was really becoming a blended family, and nobody took the time to have the boundaries to say, hey, listen, we got kids. We all got kids. We all share, like, we got to do right. These kids going to grow up at one point. This is family. And I think that's where they felt like it wasn't a stop to some of the stuff, because it wasn't a, hey, regardless how you feel about her, regardless how you feel she feel about you, we still family at the end of the day because of these kids, man. And nobody took it, or the kids are family. You know what I'm saying? It's a blended family. No, there were no boundaries and no leadership to that. So I understand. And people forget that. Let me tell y'all something. My stepmama and my mama didn't talk till I was 30 years old. They didn't have a conversation and understood they were family, and understood that you know, even though I'm grown and she loved me and they love me, that the love for me needs to show through me, because now I now have a child. So my child is their grandchild. So yes, my child might want to go over there. Yes, my child is still a family thing. It's blended. It's nothing you can do. The child is here. Now, if she ain't had no kids, then I understand where everybody was coming from. But let's be clear, they got a child. That baby deserves to feel love, because guess what? When he get older, he's going to have kids. And then the other baby going to have kids. Kids going to play with their kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be for real. So I understand that. That's why I say there's no perfect victim in this situation, and it's very speculation. I feel like, I'm just going to be honest, the whole thing was just no boundaries. There were no boundaries in state of what it should be. And this is why people say broken homes are not okay, because you need to have a boundary within that broken home and say, listen, this is what it is, what it's not, and not just keep creating them. Like, at some point, you have to make it not a broken home and stop doing the same thing. You have to, at some point, you got to stop the crap. They got to stop. So I understand. Like I said, I'm going to end this live in a few because I got to get ready to talk about something else. But I wanted to do this live first. And I wish people understand that people want justice for this baby. Because at some point, all of the speculations got to stop. We don't know if that boy got a phone and look at YouTube and hearing the stuff y'all say about his mama and his daddy. We don't know. He probably saw that video circle around about that lady talk about his mama, and that unchanged his perspective about her. And I'm not going to lie, it has, because when it comes to he's going to protect his mother. And he probably seen it, and now he is not going to stop him from loving his daddy, but he's not going to like her. That's just what it is. We got to keep it above. He's not going to like her. And he won't understand till he older. All right, y'all, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to go see if Up is still alive and go finish watching that. And then I am finna to go jump into, get ready to talk about what I'm talking about, finish looking at this stuff while I am waiting. While I am waiting for me to go live, I think I'm going to go live at 3:15 with the live situation. I'm finna finish watching and seeing what's go down with this no King's protest. Shout out to everybody. When I say we are our voice, our voice carry weight. Our voice carry weight as people. We listen. We're gonna talk about that tonight. Our voice carries a lot of weight, and we need to realize that. I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys at 3:15. We're gonna come back. I just want to make this a short, live reminder. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. See you later. Bye.
It's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally.
Birds singing in the dead of night. Baby's broken